Here's a topic that's obviously not new, but I'd love to offer some food for thought, maybe some ideas and perspective. But the topic is collaboration. Collaborating has been going on since the dawn of time. I do think that in the past decade or so, with social media, the word has been cheapened. People even have the short form collab, which means basically let's do a post together or a series of posts or something like that. And that's lovely. And obviously that really depends, but it does feel it took away some of the spirit of that word. I've been super busy lately, as usual. I've been wearing all kinds of hats in life and in business. And this theme just kept coming up the last couple weeks that I think it was just perfectly timed and made me realize more and more like how much we need each other. And of course, I don't say that to think I never thought I didn't need people. Of course, I knew that. But I also realized that maybe it's even more important to lean on each other even more, not just to get help or to get things done, but also the incredible feeling that provides, the sense of purpose. So, over the past couple weeks, it started with releasing that episode with Lynn Terry, where we talked about our relationships, right? And allowing people to help you and also serving others. So that was the beginning. I didn't put the word collaboration on that, but it is as well, right? That is leaning on one another, allowing each other to help, allowing each other to serve. But then it also came up because I recently joined a local women in business group here, and I attended the Christmas party. I told you guys about that. And I offered my help because I live in a small area, so everybody's got a side business or several, and they're all trying to figure things out, and not everybody really grasps the online thing. So I reached out and offered to sit down and help people figure out what their next steps were. But this week I was asked to do a little speech at their monthly, we call it a coffee and connect. And it's just an opportunity to get together. And it's such a lovely group. It's so nice to see what everybody's doing and how much we can all help each other. The lady who kind of runs the group, although she wouldn't say she runs the group, she says they're calling it a collective rather than an organization. They're not an organization, they're a collective of people working together. And I loved that. And it tied right into the talk I gave because I was talking about the state of algorithms today. Whether you have your own business or you're just a career person and you're trying to use social media to build connections and things like that and grow an audience, you will know that algorithm is really quite unkind and has a lot of expectations of us too. At social media itself, the platforms do not collaborate with us. They are designed for us to serve them, right? They want us on their platforms for a certain amount of time, and they want us to be contributing to their content on a frequent enough basis for them to even consider that they should be sharing our content readily. And then when they share our content readily, they don't want us to send traffic anywhere else because they want to keep people on their site. That is their only goal. They do not collaborate with us. But where the collaborations come in with is with actual people. And by the way, this presentation that I did for the group is not available publicly, but I did record something on our new YouTube channel, and it's called The Big Lie of Growing Your Business on Social Media. So if you want to learn a bit more about the statistics and smarter ways to leverage your connections and also grow your business, then I'll put a link to that for you so that you can catch up on that. But then there was this other thing that I really loved and saw because I love consuming stories, as you may know. I love fiction stories. I love nonfiction stories. I love reading biographies. I particularly love listening to biographies, especially obviously, when they're read by the author, because you just get so much insight into people. But one thing caught my eye when I was on Netflix, and it's called The Greatest Night in Pop. And it is a documentary about the recording of We Are the World in 1985, if you remember. It was put together by Quincy Jones and Lionel Richie, and Michael Jackson was very integral to setting it up to help famine in Africa. And the nostalgia of it was pretty incredible already. So if you're an 80s kid, then you'll love it just for that. But what I really gave a great look inside artistry and collaboration, right? Creating something super meaningful. And it's pretty incredible what they did, right? They got all those people into a room on one night, and all the logistics of being able to manage that and figure out when that one night could be was pretty incredible. And then you got to see all the recordings, because they recorded the recording throughout the night that they worked. They did it after the American Music Awards, because that's when everybody was going to be in Los Angeles at the same time, and stayed up all night and got this thing done. And what an incredible success it was. So I totally loved that. And I think that we have moved away from a lot of that stuff. Content, whether it's music or anything, is like so mass produced. And these things don't always feel so special anymore. And we fall into this trap where we feel like we have to be part of this mass production process, right? And we cheapen our own like artistry, even if we don't think of what we create as artistry. But the way we make things special is by working in a group, by involving lots of other people and making it special. And when you work together, obviously your results multiply. So I think that applies to business. I'm looking at it mostly from a business perspective, but also in your personal life, the ways you can collaborate with others, like whether it's through community events or sharing the load between households, cooking dinners that don't necessarily even have to be shared together, but sharing them together is great. Like preparing things so that the weight gets lifted off somebody else for a little while and gets put on another person who does it with love, sharing childcare duties. Or a lot of homeschooling parents will also share their skills with the kids and time, and do different activities and take that load off that way. Whatever it is in your life, think about where you can collaborate, because it lightens the load. It brings you closer to people. It feels good. And it makes a difference to other people too. I think that's a wonderful thing to work towards. I would love to hear about the ways you collaborate or collaboration ideas that you have. I think this year is going to be about helping other people shine so we can all shine. And I hope you'll join me. And just getting it back to business for 1 second, I will share that link to that big lie video that you will want to check out. And it's also something we're working on at eKidHub University. We're putting together our Beat the Algorithm toolkit. It's going to be training and tons of templates to really embrace this people power thing, because there is a lot of technology against us, powerful people trying to make our lives more difficult, or while they're trying to make their lives better, I guess the effects are making our lives more difficult. But we can subvert that by doing our own thing and working together and I really look forward to leveraging people power, and I would love to help you do that as well. So that's it for me for now. Another quick episode for you. Who knows what's coming next? But if you have any thoughts or you have any questions, of course, you can just ask. I'd love to help where I can.